Yep. Kelcat back with another video, man. I just wanted to say that the main reason why a lot of men are leaving the U.S. Main reason why men are leaving the U.S. is because they cannot get laid here in America. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. Because a lot of guys, they like to shame other men for leaving the U.S. They like to say, you know what, man, you can't get laid here in America. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go overseas just to get laid. I say it's nothing wrong with that, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're going over to these countries and you talking to, women who are more beautiful. I mean, if you look at some of these women on some of these bar, what's that thing called on Facebook? Where every morning, you know, the beautiful ladies in Thailand will dance for drinks and shit like that, or dance for shots. They're very beautiful. They're sevens and eights. Okay, they're dancing sexy for you and shit like that. These women are beautiful over there, man. There's no way in the world a guy that's average or below can pull, some of these eight, nines, and tens that they can pull. I mean, there's no way in the world that they can pull eight, nines, and tens over here. You know, so they got to go over there and get the eight, nines, and tens over there in other countries for a cheaper price. Now, a lot of guys going to come out. They're going to have to come out of the pocket. You know what I'm saying? When you go over there, you get involved with some of these females. You're going to have to take care of their family and shit. You have to pull out your bread and take care of family and pay for her schooling or pay for this, pay for that. You're gonna be paying a whole lot when you go over to these other countries, and ain't no Dutch, ain't nothing going on like that over there in these different countries. Okay, you're gonna be paying for access to the vagina. You know, over here in America, let's just be honest, man. It's very, very saturated. The date market is very saturated. There's too many men to compete with over here in this country. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is highly competitive, and by nature, men are competitive with each other by nature. But some men don't want to compete like that. You know what I'm saying? They want to go to a different country where they can get access to the vagina very easily. Remember, I told you about you know, the peacock. Remember, I was using the peacock analogy where there's a bunch of peacocks in one room and you're one of them, right? And you're trying to fucking outshine the other peacocks. That's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard to get noticed in a room full of peacocks. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing in the US. It is hard to get noticed, you know, if there's a bunch of you around here, and especially better looking yous all over the place. Now, not to mention social media has really fucked up America. Let me tell you, social media has not fucked up Thailand. Okay, these women, they live in a reality out there. They don't think they're all that in a bag of chips. Some of them doing it wrong, but a lot of these females, okay, are very humble in these countries. And like I said, not all, because I done ran into some hard-headed, you know, Thai women out there. Okay, I done ran into some hard headed, stubborn, wannabe American Thai women out there. It's not, it's not 100% all to the good, in Thailand or in any other country, right? It's not all to the good in these countries. There are some flaws, okay? Nothing is perfect anywhere. But these women in these foreign countries are way better than American women. Let me tell you, some of these women in Russia, Germany, okay, these females, they know how to fucking dress. I remember I used to work for a security company, you know, a few years back, right? And I used to work at a what was it? Okay, I used to work for a apartment complex, and these apartment complex had a bunch of students in it. Okay, I made a few friends, right? Some German people, right? They invited me to a birthday party and shit like that. And one of the chicks, she had a crush on me and shit, And I was scared to get involved with her, man, because this is where I work. I don't want to be fucking no bitches on the. It's my bread and butter and shit. I couldn't really fuck with her, but yeah, there was a whole lot of fucking like, a whole lot of flirting going around and shit like that, man. And they invited me. There were a bunch of students from Germany. Sorry about that. There were a bunch of students from Germany, and they invited me to this little birthday party and shit like that. And you know, and I noticed when I showed up, the women were dressed to the teeth. Okay, they were dressed to impress. We talking about they were smelling good. They had their hair done up. They were very very feminine. Okay, they were very very feminine, man. And I could smell these bras because they had some loud perfume on. I mean, even the men were really dressed up. No homo, no homo. The men were dressed up real good. You know what I'm saying? They just had some sort of style. And the girl from Germany, she was always flirting with me, and she walked up and gave me a cake with a heart on it. I was like, oh, okay. I think it was a cupcake or something. You know what I'm saying? They had a heart on it or something like that. And I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? She gave me that. You know, I couldn't really deal with her, man, because, I was just like, I don't know. I worked there, and I just didn't want to have sex with her, or get involved with her. I just couldn't do it. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. I kind of like kicked myself. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, these women from foreign countries, they don't have high standards at all. They don't. They don't have. You don't have to be a Chad. You don't have to be a Tyrone. You just need to be decent looking, and it's on. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is these foreign women, they know how to fucking dress. They know how to dress. They know how to dress to impress. Very feminine. These American women, they wearing jeans, khakis, button-up shirts, house shoes, sandals, pajama bottoms. They wear just any old thing in public, man. And they got a bunch of thirsty dudes that will accept that shit too. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going overseas just to get laid, man, be my guest. Be my guest. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you can't get laid in America, then go overseas, man. But you gotta have your bread right. Gotta have your bread on point. Because if you don't have your bread on point, then you might as well stay over here and suffer for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? It's all about location, man. It's all about location. Just like over here where I where I reside, okay, it's hard for me to get laid out here. Why? Because this is not a good area for black men out here. And if you look around, I don't see any black men out here. I see a few homeless black men here and there. I don't see a bunch of black men just walking around here. And that says something that my location is off. Black men are not going to be where they're not catered to. This is not a place for black men at all, this area at all. So I'm saying maybe, San Jose is a better place. Matter of fact, San Jose is a better place. You know what I'm saying? But the next town over, nah, no thank you. You know what I'm saying? So these these foreign women, they welcome you with all arms, man. They will take care of you, man. You know, there's a lot of guys who have went to like foreign nations and stayed there, including some YouTubers that I know. Okay, there's some YouTubers that got tired of America and they ended up in China or they ended up in Japan or they ended up in Colombia. You know what I'm saying? They ended up in Brazil and they ended up getting beautiful women, bruh. You're gonna be sleeping with more beautiful women in these foreign nations. Out here, you be lucky to get a land whale, cause these land whales, they think they all that in a bag of chips, man. You see what I'm saying? They think they're all that in a bag of chips because of the thirsty manginas and the simps that keep on pumping their fucking ego up. Keep on pumping their ego up, having these females thinking that they're all that. I saw Landwell on one of these MGTOW channel guys, okay? And I was passing by, and I was just channel surfing, man. I was looking around for new channels and shit. And this Landwell here in America was talking about that men that she come in contact with need to have the bag secured. That's crazy. She had a big old fat neck, fat chin, fat face, fat arms. Check it out here on YouTube, man. She had the nerve to say that the men that she deal with gotta have the bag secured, and I'm like, God damn! Look at this Landwell. I wouldn't, I wouldn't be caught dead in the bed with her, man. You know what I'm saying? Out here it's a struggle because of your competition. Like I said before, man, it's all about your competition. Who your competition is. When you go to these foreign nations, okay, you're competing against their men. Okay, you got something that their men cannot give them. Okay, that's access to the U.S. Okay, in their mind, they think that one day, you and her are gonna make a trip to the U.S. You know, so she'll get on board, man. These other men in their nations, their men cannot provide that for them. They cannot provide a green card for them. Cannot provide, housing and stuff for them. Because when you go over there, your money is going to be three times, four times. Okay, especially if you're a retired guy, you got three or $400,000 in the bank. You're secured. You just arrived in the Philippines. Oh yeah, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on. You know, I don't know what channel it was, but there was a huge land well talking about that the man that she come in contact with or the man that she engages with needs to have the bag secured. And she was huge. I mean, her face was huge. It wasn't like she was thick saying that. No, she's fat. Her face was the size of a fucking basketball. She basically looked like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Or what's that little guy called? Uh, 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 what's that little thing? What's that dude with the cook hat on? I can't remember his name. um, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Was it Duncan Hines? Was it that dude, that little what's that little dude name, man? That's what I'm saying. Fucking Keebler Elf. You know what I'm saying? This bitch, she was so goddamn huge. It was ridiculous how she was talking about that man need to have the bag secured. Yeah, Pillsbury. That's who she looked like, bro. Talking about she need to fucking have the bag secured. You need to have the bag secured. Well, the what? Bro, if you saw that fucking video, you would sit back and you wouldn't even believe your eyes, man. The Pillsbury Doughboy, yeah, that's who she looked like. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with going overseas if you needs to get fucking laid, man. Who wants to live a sexless life though, man? If you're going overseas just to get laid, so do it. So be it. Cause these American women, they're not coming up off of it. So many goddamn men out here, man. Too many men to compete with. Might as well just give that shit up. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what I'm talking about, man. You got to go over to these other seas, man. You got to go over to these other nations because the women in America, you know, they're finished, man. They're absolutely finished. Think about it. When the last time you got laid? How long did it? How long was your drought? You know what I'm saying? When you go to these nations, man, ain't no such thing as a drought. These women are here to serve you, and it doesn't matter what you look like when you go over there. You're gonna get your face match or above. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys said that they can get their face match out there in these countries. You know, a lot of guys said that they can get their face match with no problem, with no hassle. You see what I'm saying? With no hassle, they can get their face match. And I tried to fucking make it work here in California, man. But California is not my cup of tea anymore. I have to get away from California. Get away from California and then get away from the US. You know, because out here in the US, they love to keep you on that hamster wheel, man. They love to keep you in the matrix, man. They love to keep you here, man. You know, the American women, their standards are way too high now, man. You got to have this, that, and this, you know, and they could be a land well and eat whatever they like and don't have to diet. And you feel me? Them high ass standards like that, man. for no reason too. Like they got high ass standards for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And they got kids and shit reaching out to you and shit. Like, come on. Like this broad the other day, she reached out to me, man, and she had a daughter that could be my daughter. Her daughter was old enough to be my daughter. I was like, what? These American women are out of control nowadays, man. They're out of control. That's what you get when you empower women and you know force them to become independent and shit. You know what I'm saying? The men in America have lost their value, man. Society is really making things go backwards, but that's not what the creator had intended shit to be. You know what I'm saying? They didn't, the creator didn't intend for the woman to be in the leadership role. That's not her natural role. You see what I'm saying? Nah, it's because the US wants to make more money. And that's the reason why. Because they knew that if the women went out and got jobs, that would be good for the economy. Same reason why they freed the slaves. They saw that if the slaves were free, they would get jobs and pay taxes. So it would benefit the U.S. if they would let the if they would let the slaves free. Okay, if they would let the fucking slaves free, it would benefit. You know what I'm saying? The country. Same thing with women. They saw that women were gonna go into the workforce and make money and pay taxes. And that's the reason why women today got equal rights to men nowadays, equal access to jobs and shit. You see what I'm saying? But it backfired though. At what cost? Before you free the women from their original role, what cost would that be? At what cost? The cost is, you know, fighting for the leadership role in the relationship here in America. Fighting for the leadership role. See, you free them, but then you have to fight for that leadership role now. See, it kind of backfired on the U.S. to do that. You put yourself in a real jam, Mr. U.S. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, everything has a cause and effect, plus minus. Everything that you do ain't gonna be all good. Everything that you do in the hood ain't gonna be all good. There's gonna be consequences. There's gonna be some, backlash. There's gonna be some repercussions and stuff when you do that. Now look at it now. Women don't need men anymore. So what happens? You have less families. You know what I mean? Like then you have less babies because the men do not want the women anymore. The women have become masculine when they started taking on these leadership roles. So now you masculate the women when you free the women and allow them to be independent and shit. You see what I'm saying? That was the repercussion. If you free the women from their original role, which is the housewife, you know what I'm saying? Take them into the workplace where they become leaders and they become head of the household at sometimes. You're basically you're wearing down their femininity. But it's not like that in other countries. A lot of women out there in other countries, including, Germany, uh, all these other European nations, uh, um, Russia and Asia, the women out there still know their role as a woman. Okay, now there is feminism in like these other foreign nations. I mean, these foreign nations out there, there is feminism. I run into these females all the time, really masculine. I have ran into like masculine Thai women. I have. You see what I'm saying? But it's not all feminism over there. It's not like the West where feminism is totally infested out here. The U.S. is infested with feminism. I mean, it's oozing with feminism. You know what I'm saying? But I can see some of these nations catching up to the U.S. in the future. That's why I say that you're gonna have to get over to these nations before and get you a wife or get you a girlfriend before you know their nations become full of feminism too. In China, there is no feminism. They do not let that shit into their country at all. Feminism do not exist in Thailand at all. I mean, in China, okay. In Thailand, yeah, but in China, nah, nah. You see what I'm saying? So don't be ashamed of going to these nations just to get laid, man, because these women know how to act. A lot of them don't know how to act, man. They know their role as a woman, you know, they know their role as a woman in society. American women don't. And it's going to continue to get worse throughout year after year after year. Feminism has gotten nothing but stronger, but feminism is failing. Why? Because of the family. The family structure here is falling apart because of feminism. But but like I said, feminism is failing. You see what's happening to this nation. It is falling apart. Feminism is destroying this nation. It's destroying the family structure. It's destroying the American woman. She's confused about her role in society. Her role is to produce healthy, strong babies. That's her role. But they don't want to. They don't want to. You know. They don't want to get into that role. They don't want to play that role. They want to play the man role, and they want all the power nowadays. Feminism don't want to be equal to men. Feminism, they want to be over men. They want to have the power over men. That's not what it is, man. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, don't be ashamed, man, to do what you have to do, man. Because a lot of guys out here, they shame you because you're going overseas just to get laid, or you're going overseas just to get a woman and stuff. Don't let them shame you. Don't let them shame you. Like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't getting laid out here in America, you ain't getting what you need out in America. You gotta go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, a lot of guys have left and they have never came back because guess what? They're getting laid now in these countries. They finally getting laid on the regular. They hit Thailand up and they get all that pussy. Oh, they're not going back to America. They're like, oh shit, I'm getting laid every single goddamn weekend. Like I'm going back to America. You know what I'm saying? These women got what I need out here. I got food, I got pussy, I got water, I got resources. That's all I need. When I was in America, all I had was resources. And I worked a whack ass job going 3 or 4 or 5 months without sex at a time. At one time, I went like a whole entire year without sex. I couldn't even get no pussy. I come out here, I'm getting the panties thrown at me. These women are aggressive toward me. They're hitting on me. That's what it's like over there in Thailand or in Colombia. They hit on you, bro. They approach you out here in America. When the last time a woman approached you? When the last time that happened? Not never. You see what I'm saying? These women in other countries, they approach you to see what's up. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, man, I gotta end the video. I can't keep this going too long. Just wanted to do about 30 minutes of some good shit, man, because a lot of guys they shame other guys for going overseas just so they can get laid. I'm like, so fuck what? It's what are you doing? Penis watching, man. That's all you're doing. You're penis watching. You know what I'm saying? Dick watching, penis watching, whatever you want to call it. That's what they doing. You see what I'm saying? But it's going to be a challenge getting over to these countries because you need a lot of resources, and that's what guys got to realize. You got to get your bread right before you go over there, because when you find a woman, you're going to be taking care of her and her family. Don't go over there if you can't afford it. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, man, you need at least $300,000 to retire for the rest of your life. Some guys say, you need about 100,000. No, that's not enough. I'm talking about for the rest of your life, never coming back to the U.S. I say 300 grand to be, on the safe side because you could lose jobs and stuff and be out of work. Then what you gonna live off of? You know what I'm saying? I say the best place to move is a third world country or a second world country, man. So your money can go further. You know. Anyway, you guys have a good day, man. Peace out, take care, and then bless. Hit the Cash App on the way out. Support this channel. I'm out. Peace out, take care, and bless.